2020 has impacted the lives of Black women in extraordinary ways. The health and economic disparities brought to light by the COVID-19 pandemic and the civil unrest which erupted across the country after the killing of George Floyd have exposed deep wounds within the Black community and injustices suffered by women of color. Several amazing organizations do exist who have been for years highlighting gaps in leadership opportunities and access to business capital for women of color. But their focus on empowering Black women has not always received a level of support which would truly make an impact in moving the needle in terms of statistics. But that may be starting to change. While you may have heard of the Essence Festival highlighted in the super popular movie Girls Trip, there are several other groups that host similar festivals or conferences each year that specifically focus on Black women and celebrating Black joy, including the Curly Girl Collective's Curlfest and Boss Women's Black Girl Magic Summit. Unfortunately, due to the pandemic, all three were canceled this year. However, each group has found or is finding its own unique way to bring their traditionally live gatherings into the virtual world. In doing so, they're continuing their long-standing missions of collectively celebrating and empowering Black women. Charisse Higgins, one of the founders of the Curly Girl Collective, which is behind the annual Curlfest event, joins us now with more on what's happening this year with Curlfest and plans for the future. Now, Charisse, before we dive into Curlfest, can you explain to us what the Curly Girl Collective is?
So Curly Girl Collective, we are the masterminds behind Curlfest, but Curly Girl Collective was founded almost a decade ago. And we have been curating experiences while connecting the best brands that showcase women of color by connecting them, empowering them, and celebrating them through these experiences. And Curlfest is a product of that. Curlfest was launched in 2014, so we've been doing Curlfest for the last 7 years.
And for those of you who have not been to Curlfest, here's a quick look inside the amazing event. We were on hand at last year's event on Randall's Island, and we're absolutely blown away by the spirit, energy, and purpose of the women who came together. Let's take a look. When you come to Curlfest, get ready to express yourself. From afros to twist outs, curls, and more. The event, which attracts tens of thousands of women each year, is all about celebrating Black girl magic.
It's so important because it celebrates the diversity and the different textures in Black hair, and it's so beautiful to see all these different beautiful brown and different shades of Black women here. We're so excited to be here.
From fashion vendors to art to celebrity appearances and panels, Curlfest is a place where Black women can come together and share their thoughts, ideas, struggles, and style.
It starts at beauty, but it's a more visceral and emotional and impactful experience than that.
In 2019, the passage of the Crown Act brought special meaning to the event. The legislation was created to ensure protection against discrimination based on natural hairstyles.
The Crown Act is important because we still have to have conversations amongst ourselves, with our sisterhood, with our friends, and ask questions like, can I show up to the interview with my afro out? If I show up to that board meeting and I do this pitch, are they going to pay attention to the fact that I have a shaved haircut, or to the fact that I am backing up all of my information and my numbers as I need to? Are they going to let me compete in that athletic competition, or are they going to ask me to change the way that I look so that I can be a part of their organization? These are the questions and conversations that we have to have just to even prepare to show up to an opportunity.
And while the events of 2020 are bringing into focus the broader struggles women and men of color face, the women of the Curly Girl Collective have been tackling issues of systemic racism and injustice since their founding in a Brooklyn apartment back in 2010.
It's time for us to have these conversations in the light, because we've been having them in our silos for a long time. And the only way for us to progress and heal and kind of move past some of these things that have been a part of our vernacular, a part of our way for so many years is for us to have legislation like this, for us to have conversations like this, interviews like this, experiences like Curlfest, to make the conversation louder and amplified.
So I think the big question now, Charisse, is will there be a Curlfest 2020? We know the summer event was canceled, but what is the Curly Girl Collective doing as a whole to bring everyone together?
But we are cooking up something that we are very excited about. It's going to be a virtual experience that we're calling Curlfest Beauty Summit. And that's going to be an opportunity for us to go back to our roots of celebrating Black women and women of color through empowerment chats, through music. There'll be some surprise elements that we're working on that we're so excited about. And even with the pivot and everything that's happening, our brand really just wanted to still be very much in the thick of promoting and celebrating Black joy. So we have also launched digital programming on our platforms.
So where and how can people access that programming?
I'm so happy you asked. We have something called Curly Girl Convos. And Curly Girl Convos happens on Instagram Live every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we have everyone from the likes of Jadena to Tamika Mallory at the height of when the whole Black Lives Matter protest and movement was happening. We've had people like the founder of Black Girls Therapy for Black Girls, Dr. Joy, come on and just check in with everyone about their mental health and answer questions. So the format is a Curly Girl Collective founder joins with our special guests. Topics range from wellness to social activism to mental health to entrepreneurship, or even fun conversations like we're having with Jadena. And we just have a fluid, very informative conversation.
And when do these Curly Girl Convos take place?
That's happening right now, every Wednesday at 6 p.m. on Instagram Live. We also have free fitness classes every Saturday. So check us out on Saturday too if you want to stay fit and mentally, and especially mentally fit. We do yoga classes, we do meditation, but we also do dance classes with Afrobeat, hip hop, you name it.
And when will the virtual Curlfest Beauty Summit take place, and how can we all be a part of that virtual event?
Yes, stay tuned to our platforms. We're going to be making that announcement very soon. It will be this fall, so it's coming up. We are so excited. If you join our mailing list at www.curlfest.com, you follow us on social media, on our platforms at Curly Girl Collective on Facebook and Instagram. You'll see the announcement very soon about the dates. And then we'll start making announcements about the beauty brands that will be a part of the experience, as well as the talent and the other surprise elements.
Well, we are certainly looking forward to that, and we'll list everything on our website so we can keep everyone in the loop. Thank you so much, Charisse.